Cool.
As long as you want to.
All right. Thank you. Keep it going for Gwen Filosa and Special Brown. Yay. No, I always refuse to perform until somebody talks about politics and poop. I hate doing comedy to an audience that is actively drinking. No, that's not how this works. I always demand at least one baby to be here in the crowd when I'm performing. Good. Thank you. I'm glad that you clapped because you weren't sure if I was joking. That's a good way to handle that situation. No, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be helping support Pawsitive Beginnings, which is awesome, rescuing foxes from places that were going to use their furs and then bringing them to Key Largo, where it's 95 degrees with 80% humidity, and the foxes are all like, oh, man, this would be so much better if I didn't have all this fur. I've never read the column, but I'm pretty sure that's what Reef writes about all week. In his column, What Does the Fox Say? And if that's not the name of the column, you missed such an opportunity. Ylvis, it's in Switzerland. They're never gonna copyright sue you. You're fine. And I'm happy to be helping out the Key Largo Wild Bird Center, or Wildlife Sanctuary. Which one was it? Did I nail it the first time? Awesome, yeah. As a crane, I always think that it's good to have a place for birds, Yeah, I always thought the Keys are for the birds, so this is exactly where we should be. Everyone laughing is over 50. All right. No, really quick, before I actually start doing a lot of my set, I have a PSA. I learned something recently, and that is if you love cake and you want to cheer how much you love cake, there is a wrong way to do it. We had a comedian in our at our comedy club recently named Oh My God, It's Wix. He's the big Florida guy, yeah. Super cool black dude. If Florida needs someone to go represent our state, he is our guy. And he was on stage talking about different things Florida does. Like he was bringing up the fact that Walmart makes a hurricane, and he went looking for the final word, and a woman in the audience knew it and began yelling it like this. She went, cake! Cake, 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 cake! And I looked at her and Wix looked at her and we both went, no! Because cake is great, but not when it's made by a grand wizard. If you love cake, here's how you should cheer it. Elongate the A. Go, cake! Or go, yippee! Because if you start going cake, 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 you're taking that devil's food cake and you're just throwing white powder all over it, all right? You are turning a Trace Leches into a Trace Hate Chase. That's what you're doing. A fruit cake into a don't shoot cake. So please, if you love cake, just go, yay! Oh, all right, good. PSAs aside, we're all now aware there'll be cake in the auditorium after, I hope. But it's good. I was here last year. It's good to be here this year. One thing that's changed for me since I was here last year is I recently got disengaged. Yeah. I like that it's woos and ohs. Like, we have an audience perfectly divided between love and one day maybe. No, it's a good thing because when we first started dating, she had 2 cats. It is a she. I know a lot of you looked and you're like, maybe, yeah. When we first started dating, she had 2 cats. When we were done, she had 6. How do you know you're dating a crazy cat lady? Gradually. That's how you learn it. One day I came home and she was like, Steve, I found this little guy. He was in the carburetor. can we keep him? And I went, oh, of course we can keep him. You learned what a carburetor is. Bring him home. She meant car, but it was close enough. Then the next day she went, Steve, this little guy was at the SPCA. He's got the wobbly cat disease. Can we keep him? And I went, of course we can keep him. Think of the TikTok views. Bring him on in. And then the next day she was like, Steve, I got these 2 cats, and I'm going to keep them because you haven't stopped me yet. You're not stopping me now. And then she told me she was asexual. I had 6 cats and no pussy. I can't even believe. Yeah. I know where the guys are because they're the only ones that owed. Yeah, she told me about a week after I proposed. Yeah. Most women give it up at the wedding cake. Mine gave it up at the ring. But it's she ultimately left. She moved to Philadelphia. I'm happy to stay here in the Florida Keys. It's so much better. Like, living in the Keys is amazing. Like, I love being here in the Conch Republic. And it is pronounced conch. I know every time you meet people on vacation, Key Largo, you know some of them have messed it up. I had a woman go, it's conch because CH doesn't make a K sound. And that made me sick to my stomach. Her name was Vicky. She spelled it Vichchi. It was really, really weird. We were at Schooner Wharf debating it until I said, "Cheers," and finished my drink. Yeah. Weird people. But it is a big drinking town. Like most of the Florida Keys, drinking's the main activity. And if you don't believe me, if there are any visitors, how would you find this? If there are any visitors, here's something you could do that just proves the Keys are a place where people drink. Ask locals for recommendations of something to do. And then after they give you like the second recommendation, tell them you don't drink. You get to watch their brains short circuit right in front of you. It's like, oh my God, it's my first time in the Florida Keys. What should I do? And the local will go, well, you gotta go on a sunset sale. They're like $70, all you can drink. And you get to watch that sunset from 100 feet closer than everybody else. Oh, then if you can make it to Key West, you gotta hit up Duval Street. We got something there for everybody. We got cheap drinks. We got acoustic guitar. That's it. And then if you go, well, I don't drink, the local will go, well, then you can. I hope you like butterflies. Ain't that much else to do, man. It's crazy, man, but it's crazy safe. That's why we all live here, because of how safe it is. Like the biggest crime that happened in Key West recently, was a man shot and killed a chicken. Ooh! If any of you are from originally from, say, Oklahoma, I could see you as like, why? Waste of a bullet. You could have choked it. I'm from Chicago, dude, where people shoot people, and the locals are still like, but the food's good. Like, it's crazy. Like the guy, I don't remember his name, I've just been calling him Alice. Like the guy, Alice, I guess, was upset because he had been awake for like 3 weeks straight, and he was blaming the chicken. And he didn't try any of the normal Florida things you do to like fall asleep. You know, like take a bunch of NyQuil, put on eye patches, quit meth. He didn't do like the normal Florida things. So he pulled out his gun and he shot and killed the chicken, which, by the way, is a 100% terrible way to stop chickens from cooing. Because the event went like this. Like nothing makes other chickens call more than a dead chicken. The event went, cock-a-doodle-doo! And now everyone in the neighborhood wanted to kill this guy. Yeah. But I guess they arrested him. Like he spent at least a night in jail until he got a lawyer, and he got like the best lawyer that like Tyson Foods had to offer, you know? Yeah, he got the best lawyer that's like, no, you can't go to jail for this because there's no chicken body. We went back to the crime scene, it's gone. Like they had come to snuff the rooster, you know? Yeah, but in the meantime, Alice is in chains, so there you go. He had to spend at least one night in jail, which I think is fantastic, because nothing will teach you more. Like jail is the absolute worst place that you want to be if you hate having your sleep interrupted by cock. Oh, well then don't shoot a chicken. You'll never need to learn that lesson. Let him live in harmony or whatever the hell we do. I have no idea. All right, I had other jokes, I forgot them. No, but it's awesome, man. Living in Key West is pretty cool. I'm certain it's better in Key Largo, but I don't know, this is fucking. I'm in Key West because I get employee-provided housing. Yeah, which sounds great until you realize I work for the family business, so. Live with my parents. And I only bring this up because if anybody has a room, do I kill chickens? No. I hate having my sleep interrupted by cock. I always like rewinding my jokes 2 minutes to make sure that people really pick them up. But it is fun, man. It is a fun town to live in. Like just all of the Florida Keys, man. The people down here are crazy. Like this is an island chain full of people that were like, live fast and die young, and now they're 80. And they're only still going because alcohol is a preservative. Like, that's it. It's such a drinking town. Like, if you can show up on time and sober to your job, they make you CEO of the company. Dude, you can be hammered and they let you perform at a charity event. It's really, really awesome, man. Like, nobody's a professional down here. I went to the doctor. I recently quit drinking, but I went to the doctor because I was drinking, I think, too much. And she was like, okay, so how much do you drink a day? And I was like, about 12 to 15. And she went, 12 to 15? Woo-hoo! Hell yeah, man. I was like, what? And she was like, dude, it's Key West. You sound like a great time. What are you up to after this? I got an empty prescription pad and a Camaro. You want to ride that highway to the danger zone? Yeah, I ended up leaving that like a week later after we hung out, and she just gave me a prescription for low testosterone because I guess she was wearing a boob top and I maintained eye contact. I didn't realize it'd be a diagnosis. I thought I was being polite, but whatever. No, it's weird. Like the biggest event that happens down in Key West is an event called Fantasy Fest. Yeah. And for those of you that don't know what Fantasy Fest is, it's that 10-day party where everyone's allowed to be naked in the streets. I know, sounds super sexy, right? Except it was started in the 1970s. And now it's 2026. And the same people from the 1970s are naked in the streets. Dude, it's just tits that cover knee replacement scars. Like, it's all dudes playing hacky sack with their own sacks. I've never seen so many naked people on rascal scooters before. And the police don't arrest anyone because everyone showed up wearing their own handcuffs. You have no idea. And the craziest thing is people bring their kids to this event. Yeah, I know, you've heard of them. They're called terrible parents. They bring their kids to Fantasy Fest. And I kind of think that's a good thing, for one reason alone. When you're a kid, you think that life, like that one, when you're a kid, you think that life moves along a singular tract. You know, like you're born, you go to school, you graduate, you fall in love, you get a job, you make your own kids, and then you retire. But when you see Fantasy Fest, you realize that you can grow up to be whatever you want to be. Like, you want to be a dude with a beer belly and combat boots, tighty whities, and twerk in the streets for money? You'll make 70 grand in 1 week. If you want to develop your own beer dispensing bikini system where it's a lager from the right and a stout on the left, you can, except don't. That's my idea, and I want to make 70 grand this Fantasy Fest. Yeah, like the world, you know, your parents always told you the world is your oyster, and at Fantasy Fest you can smell it. Because there's nobody that's ever gone to Fantasy Fest and it's ruined them for life. Like, you've never turned on the news and the reporter was like, he was a normal boy until one Florida vacation. A pair of tits painted like ice cream cones forever altered the mind of Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, that's never how it's gone, man. Let's see. I'm going to make sure I don't go over. Perfect. Thank you. It's crazy, man. It's crazy living down here. Like I swear to God, if Key West had an advertisement, or if the Florida Keys had an advertisement to try to convince people to move down here, it wouldn't be anything fancy. It wouldn't be like, move to the Florida Keys because you deserve it. No. It'd be like, no GED. Well, G-E-T your ass down here. What are your favorite things? Boobs, boats, and booze? Because that's all we got, baby. So you just walk right out of the middle of that dishwashing shift at Denny's. You jump in that van that just became your home and drive to the only islands you could reach if you're on the no-fly list. Because if you've ever been duct taped to Delta, this is your town. Back on the mainland, you were a failure, but in the Keys, woohoo, you're a captain. Thank you. Thank you. I could use a drink. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm glad you guys are here. I know Key Largo, there's not all that many forms of entertainment. I know it's mostly guitars at bars. So I'm glad you came out to see something different, because you can see that comedy is a bit different from a regular guitar act, which is why I noticed there are significantly more people sitting in the far back than there are in the front. That's the weird thing about comedy. You go to like say Motley Crue's in town, you're like, yeah, I was right up front. The band spat blood on me, yeah. Comedy, you're like, man, I can't wait to see this person from the very far back, because I hope, what if he makes fun of my shirt? Like, yeah. I'm kind of jealous of musicians, man. I'm really jealous, because musicians can do things that comedians can't. And they're cover songs. Like, a cover song to a comedian and a comedy writer, that's somebody else's song. Like, if I came up here and started doing somebody else's jokes, dude, you'd call me Amy Schumer. All right, there we go. Oh, she ain't here. I could get away with that. No, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of music. If I had one wish, it would be for every acoustic guitar to go out of tune at the same time. That'd be fun. Imagine that. Sweet Caroline. Like, that'd be kind of funny. Or if I had another wish, I'd just wish for a guy to follow around Kenny Chesney all day calling him Jimmy Buffett. That'd be pretty good, you know, subtly. Like, I wouldn't make it obvious. Just, you know, Kenny would walk out of his multi-million-dollar mansion. There'd be his gardener. Morning, James. You heading to the buffet? Oh, those cheeseburgers are paradise. But I was recently sent a meme online that said, drink whiskey, because no great country song has ever been written about White Claw. So I knew there was an available market. So I sat down and I tried to write the White Claw country song. Now, I don't know a whole lot about country, so I had to look up on Google what normally is in country music. And whatever Google gave me, I was like, I'm putting that in. So do you guys want to hear the White Claw country song? All right. I don't have an instrument or talent, so I'm just going to hit my foot on the stage, and hopefully you guys will figure out the beat to it. Sound good? You got this? Perfect. There you go. That's a positive beginning to this song. All right. All right. It goes, driving in my truck, White Claw in my hand, on my way to a meeting with the Ku Klux Klan. I know that seems really racist, but I'm crushing on a man, and I wonder if his little white robe hides a tan. Boom, ba-ba, doom, ba-ba, doom, ba-doom. Boom, ba-ba, doom, ba-ba, doom, ba-doom. Soon we get to chatting, and I learn his name is Dan. He said he's only here because Daddy's Wizard of the Clan. I ask him, want to drink a Miller, lighter, black, and tan. He goes, don't tell nobody here, but I'm a White Claw man. Boom, ba-ba-doom, ba-ba-doom, ba-doom. Boom, ba-ba-doom, ba-ba-doom, ba-doom. When the meeting was all over, we hit my place around the band. Dan was so excited, didn't want the night to end. We stayed up till the sun, talking about a love of man. Then I sunk my white claws down deep in his can. Boom, ba-ba-doom, ba-ba-doom, ba-doom. Boom, ba-ba-doom, ba-ba-doom, ba-doom. Well, we've been married 2 years now, and Dan is happy as a clam. He studies civil rights, Malcolm X and BLM. My favorite thing about him, and let's keep this man a man, he's traded in his robes for an all-round tan. Boom, ba-ba-doom, ba-ba-doom, ba-doom. Boom, ba-ba-doom, ba-ba-doom, ba-doom. And now I'm telling you this story because we forget from time again, in the face of hate, love will always win. And if you think somebody's racist talk is never gonna end, you can shut them up with a White Claw, my friend. I really just do that to make sure that I hit my cardio targets this week. I've been trying to go to the gym, and that was it. I call that bit gym. No, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to get in better shape. I'm gonna eventually try dating again. Problem is, I'm not that good at it. It's not really something I'm bad at picking up on signals and stuff. So a lot of my friends, they've been recommending me like dating shows in order to help me kind of pick up on little things in dating better. Mostly it's been the show Love on the Spectrum, but they've been trying to recommend me. So I sat down to watch it. If you don't know what Love on the Spectrum is, Netflix show, very, very popular. It's about a bunch of people who are on the autism spectrum looking to find love. They kind of have a hard time picking up on social cues and different signals. And because they're put in a high-pressure situation with another person that can't pick up on signals, and the producers are like, what if we filmed this for millions of people to see? Because the producers are mean. But there was a pretty awesome moment that stood out to me. There was a young man named Connor, and he was on a speed dating thing. Yeah, Connor, oh my God, he's the best. Huh. Connor and Tanner, if we could hang out and live together, it'd be hot dogs and high fives all day long. Now, Connor was on a speed dating thing, and there was a girl talking to him, and halfway through while she was talking, Connor marked her on his sheet a no. And he still had, remember, this is Love on the Spectrum, right? He's autistic, he's being efficient. So he marked her a no while she was right there, and when she left, the producer went up and went, hey, Connor, did you mark her a no while she was there looking? And Connor went, was I not supposed to? And the producer went, no, listen, it could be seen as a little mean. And Connor felt bad. He was a bit downtrodden for a second. And then he said the coolest thing I've ever heard. He just looked up and went, wisdom cannot be granted. It must be earned, sometimes at a cost. And he psyched himself out. He went right back on that date, and he ended up crushing it. He got a date with a girl he said no to. And I was like, that's amazing. I wonder where he got that quote from. So I looked it up. I was thinking he was quoting like Gandhi or like George Washington. No, you want to know who he was quoting? Optimus Prime. Which I think is so much cooler. Because not only is Optimus Prime a revolutionary leader of Cybertron, but he's also a truck. And I did that joke at a show, and a girl came up to me afterwards and was like, hey, great set, but just so you know, Optimus was not the revolutionary leader of Cybertron. Megatron was. Optimus was just there to maintain the status quo. And I was so flabbergasted that a girl had just talked to me about Transformers. I didn't know what to say. So I just looked up at her and I went, wisdom cannot be granted. It must be earned, sometimes at a cost. And then I went, by the way, boy, do I have the single available guy for you. Have you met Connor? Yeah, her name was Star. He's gonna go make her scream. That's to see if any of you know the Transformers. That's Megatron's right-hand man. Star screams, she's in, oh, Connor! Like, it'd be great. Okay, never mind, I'll end it with this. I'm on my last one anyway. But I was dating my girl, or was with my ex-fiance, mostly because we both bonded over Disney World. She absolutely loved it, and I used to work there. And I could prove to you guys that I used to work at Disney because I still remember the theme park spiel that played every 2 minutes for 8 hours a day for 3 years of my goddamn life. All right? It sounded something like, for your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving, and supervise your children. Para su seguridad, favor de permanecer sentados con las puertas cerradas. Manteniendo sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas adentro, mientras se envía este movimiento. Y vigilen a sus niños. Gracias. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I worked in the parking lot. I tried to get a job in the parks. I was like, come on, look at this could be goofy. And they went, no, you, sir, need to get hit by a car. So they put me in the parking lot. It was a really fun job. I gotta admit, I had a fantastic time working for Disney, and I loved it up until I got fired. But I got fired for the dumbest reason. Like, I got fired because I had an unlabeled water bottle, and a guest thought it was vodka. Which they were right, but it's still bullshit. But that's why I got fired, all right? Never share. That's what I learned from this experience. You never share. I don't care how thirsty the kid is. You never share. And that was weird getting fired from Disney. I had to walk down this hallway to just see my boss fuming at his desk, look up at me and go, hey, listen, we all want to be drunk at work. But you gotta buy it in the parks. I'm trying to run a goddamn business here! But hey, kid, chin up. And always remember our company motto. If you can dream it, you can do it. Just make sure that dream's not working for me! Now don't let the door hit you on the way out. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. And that's what the fox says. Thank you all very much. I'm Stephen Crane. Let's bring it back to Gwen Pelosa, everyone.
Hi, this guy. Thank you.